I wish I had good things to say, but this was the most trash fight I've ever watched. Shields has no power. She is void of power. And I'm not trying to say Shields did a bad job because Shields did a great job. She won the fight, but she fought a girl who didn't even throw punches. It went all 10 rounds. She did put Ivana on the ground once, but Ivana must have thrown 30 punches in 10 rounds. 20 minutes of fighting, maybe 40 punches. She just didn't throw punches. Trash fight, not Shields' fault. Ivana came in there, didn't want to win. Like, she didn't want to fight. I don't know what she was doing. She was just, here we go. Where's total punches? It says she threw 289 punches. I don't believe that. I didn't see 200. I saw maybe 40 punches. Let's say, I don't know what they were counting. It was trash. This fight was trash. Pure trash. And again, it's not Shields' fault. The other girl did not come to fight. Now, this is where y'all might hate on what I'm about to say. Shields just won 3 divisional champion and 10 fights. Now holds the world record. Bullshit. And I'm going to tell y'all why I say bullshit. You cannot compare her to people, as I stated before in my previous video, Lomachenko, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao. You can't do that. Here's why. I'm going to give 2 very good reasons. Shields is a super middleweight, 168. Dropped down to middleweight to fight a middleweight. Now that's fine because it's only one weight class lower. But then to get her 3rd title, she drops weight again to fight at 154. No fighter has ever done what she's doing. No fighter has gone in reverse in weight classes to pick up a bunch of titles. Why didn't Shields go up to 175? She's void of power at 168. She's void of power at 160. And she's void of power at 154. She has no power. She had the perfect opportunity to knock this girl out and couldn't do it against somebody who wasn't even throwing punches. Number 2, the real reason why she doesn't deserve to hold that title. I didn't know Ivana didn't have a title. Oh no. Shields wasn't even fighting a champion. She was fighting for a vacated belt. So what that means is Shields didn't have the 154 belt. Ivana didn't have the 154 belt. The only reason why one of them gets the belt is because the belt is vacated. The sanctioning body of that belt deemed these 2 fighters were the best 2. They go at it, win the vacated belt. But Shields didn't even actually beat a champion to get this belt at 154. I congratulate Shields on a good job. I am not trying to hate on Shields. I'm not trying to rain on her parade. But being that on Showtime, they're actually giving her this record. They just showed it. She just beat Lomachenko as a world record for the quickest 3 divisional champion. It's bullshit. And it's spitting on the face of all the greats that came before her. Spitting on all the greats of boxing to put somebody who's 106, a super middleweight, up against a welterweight, and that's how she gets her 3rd division, by beating a welterweight against a welterweight who don't even have a belt. This is some bullshit. Bullshit. Now she'll have this title of the quickest on some bullshit. Outside of that, she did a great job. She didn't get hit a lot. She got a couple of punches landed on her here and there. Overall, she was a dominant force. But again, she fought somebody who didn't even come to fight. The girl didn't throw any punches. The girl just went in there and tried to hold, hug, and I don't know. I'm mad that I watched this fight. It was a waste of time. Now, the Espinoza fight was a good fight. Espinoza lost. That was an entertaining fight because you had two actual champions, two actual people with belts fighting each other to unify, not fighting for a vacated belt when neither one of them had a belt. They were both actual champions, and they both fought a good fight. And I had Espinoza losing. She did lose. But it was an entertaining, good fight. And to go out on a fight like this, trash. And again, I will restate, that's not saying Shields fought like trash. The girl she fought didn't come to fight. All she did was walk forward, guard up, eat punches, and then grab. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is why I'm very critical of Shields. For her to state that she's the GOAT when she's going up against people like Layla Ali, Ann Wolf, Lucia Riker, and the list goes on, she's not. She's just not that good. She's not. Will she develop? Maybe. But you know what? After watching this fight, if I was Amanda Nunes, I would get in the boxing ring with her right now. Because I believe Nunes hits a hell of a lot harder than Shields, assuming that her power carries over from MMA gloves to boxing gloves. If I was Nunes, I would do this right now. Because Shields isn't going to get in the octagon. She's not going to fight Nunes. I listened to her answer some questions. She says, yes, she wants to get into MMA. She's going to do MMA at the end of the year. But she wants to show and prove that she has the best hands in the game. So she wants her in the boxing ring, just like every boxer. But I put it like this. If I was Nunes, I would agree to a boxing match. I would agree to it. However, we will box if we can wear MMA gloves. That's the only way I'm going to box you. Wear MMA gloves. If they can get that worked out and sanctioned for a fight, I think Nunes will knock her the fuck out. I'm going to be honest with you. And y'all know I'm very critical over MMA fighters. I am very critical over MMA fighters. I don't think MMA fighters, for the most part, stand a chance against boxers in boxing. Y'all heard me say it numerous times. But I've seen Nunes fight, and I've watched Shields fight. And I just watched Shields have a punching bag in front of her and couldn't put it away. Had 20 minutes to do it and couldn't put it away. A girl who showed up who didn't want to fight. Nunes is going to show up and want to fight. And Nunes can knock motherfuckers out. She knocked out Cyborg, who was probably, not even arguably, hands down the greatest woman fighter. Not boxer, fighter. Not MMA artist, fighter. By far, Cyborg was the best fighter. And Nunes knocked her out. I'm telling you right now, if they were to fight in a boxing match, Nunes will knock Shields out if they fight with MMA gloves on. I don't know how her wearing boxing gloves is going to translate because it's a lot more weight on your hands. It could get you tired faster trying to hold them up. The openings are now bigger, so it's harder to get through. Well, the openings would be smaller. The gloves are bigger, so it's harder to get them through the smaller openings because the gloves are taking up more space than it is just with almost bare knuckles with the small MMA gloves. So I don't know if her precision and power will be there with boxing gloves on. But if I was Nunes, I would accept the challenge. Only stipulation, MMA gloves while we're boxing. Period. Hands down. MMA gloves, box, yes, let's do it. And I'm telling y'all right now, Nunes will beat Shields, assuming Nunes doesn't run out of gas and can last for 10 rounds, because it's a whole different world in boxing than in MMA. Just like MMA is a whole different world in endurance than boxing is. If you're not used to wrestling, you're going to get tired fast if you're a boxer. If you're not used to being on your feet for long lengths of time and having to move and use your agility, then you're going to get tired fast as an MMA fighter trying to box. So assuming Nunes has good lungs, I'm telling y'all, I promise y'all, she will knock Shields out. She will knock her flat spark out, and I don't care what they fight at. Shields has no power. She has no power. She's a good swarmer. She's a technically good boxer. She's got great movement. I'm not trying to trash her or down her. I just don't like the way that she got this. I don't like a fighter coming down to get any type of recognition. It's one thing if you have a great smaller person, right? So I'm trying to remember in UFC who it was that was great. You had GSP, and they wanted GSP to fight somebody. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Conor McGregor. I don't remember. I don't watch that much UFC. But, well, let's bring it to boxing. You could have Canelo Alvarez, a great middleweight, right? And if he went down to fight Bud Crawford, who's an amazing welterweight now, that's understandable. But if you got Canelo going back down at this point to fight welterweights, junior welterweights, and etc. to get more titles, then it's bullshit. The only time a big person should ever maybe come down is if they're fighting somebody great, just as supposed great as they are. If they're not fighting somebody great, they don't have no business moving down because they're already bigger, they're already stronger. They're already supposed to win. It's not impressive to see a weight bully beat somebody small. That's not impressive. What's impressive is to see the small person beat the big person. That's impressive. But vice versa, it just loses its effect. That's how I see it. Y'all might give me thumbs down. Y'all might say I'm hating. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. But at the end of the day, no other fighter has been praised for dropping weight to pick up belts. No other fighter has been praised for not only dropping weight to pick up belts in lower divisions, but winning a vacated belt to set a world record. Why didn't she fight a current world champion in 154 to win that belt? No, she went for, this is what frustrates me against boxing today, and I spoke on it before. When you have all these fucking belts, anybody can become a champion because you can target the weakest link and get it. And now you're standing over people from the 20s, 30s, 40s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, the heydays of boxing. Now you're standing greater than them because you've got all these fucking avenues of loopholes to where you can get recognition like this. And I don't agree with it. It is what it is. I'm going to end my video on saying Shields is a good fighter. In my opinion, she's nowhere near any of the top women who have done it. Nowhere near. Unfortunately, women's boxing nowadays has a lack of talent, and it really showed in this fight. So, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. This is a video for once. I'm actually asking what y'all think about what I just said. I actually want to know, anybody who sees this, go down, tell me. Oh, I agree with you. Oh, no, I don't agree with you for this, that, and reason. No, you're a hater. Da, 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 da. And if you made it all the way through these 14 minutes of me ranting and just being frustrated with this, tomorrow I will be going live. I'm going to be live streaming, doing live commentary on the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight. There's been a lot of debates going on with me and several other people on now several different videos of mine where I said Mayweather should have got Fighter of the Decade. And people were arguing with me. Even somebody made an audacious statement that Pacquiao beat Mayweather, even though I watched it. And I actually watched it last night. Not the whole fight. I just watched the first 2 rounds. And in those first 2 rounds, Mayweather was more dominant than I remember him on Pacquiao. But we're going to do another live stream tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to have the fight up so y'all can see it like I did with the Mayweather Castillo one. And I'm going to be scoring it right there. I'm going to be pausing the videos. I'm going to be making points. So this 36-minute fight is going to get stretched out, probably be about an hour, hour and a half long stream, because what I'm going to be talking about as I see it going, and I'm going to stay unbiased. It's hard to stay unbiased, and the fact of I'm not fanning for either one. I'm not fanning for Mayweather. I'm not fanning for Pacquiao. What I mean by it's hard to stay unbiased in this is because my eyes have already seen this fight. I've already scored this fight. I already know who won this fight. So it's very hard for anyone who already knows the outcome to see it any different. So I'm going to try my best to call the punches like I always do, blow by blow. And I'm going to try my best to forget everything I saw, because in my mind already it's set that Mayweather dominated that fight. So I'm going to do my best. And if it sounds biased, and I'm not biased towards either fighter, I'm biased towards my initial thoughts on the fight, if that makes sense. If people want to say, oh, well, you're not doing it fairly, that's where it's going to come from, because I've already seen it. I've already scored it. I already know who wins. It's already in my mind. So I'm going to try to do that. Thank y'all for watching. And again, to end this, go ahead. Let me know where I'm wrong, I'm right in this aspect. I'm asking y'all, whether you sub to my channel, whether you give it thumbs up or you give it thumbs down. I get, I don't know, now on average in between 40 to say 200 views per video I put out nowadays. So out of you 40 to 200 people, please comment on this one. Y'all don't have to comment on the other ones, but comment on this one. Let me know y'all's thoughts, because I want to get more perspective on this. I don't have to agree with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I might respond to you, but I'm not going to get into debates. I just want to see everybody's mindset on how they feel about her holding the record now for fastest person to do it. So 10 fights is her record. Lomachenko's was 12. If they think that her going down in weight is comparable to guys who went up in weight to do it, if her winning a vacated belt to get her third divisional title is the same as somebody beating actual champions in each division to do it, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about it. Thank y'all for watching, and we're going to end it here with Claressa Shields now holding the world record for the quickest 3-divisional champion and dominating this fight. I mean, it was a dominant performance. I can't say nothing bad about her. She did great. The other girl did shit.